Hello students, we have already learned about how to find the zeros and what is the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of any quadratic polynomial. So in this video, we will solve some questions of exercise 2.2 NCERT class 10 math, and we will know how to verify the relationship by solving the questions. So we will have a great idea when we solve the questions. Let us start. Find the zeros of the quadratic polynomial and verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients. I have already explained you what do you mean by zeros. The values of x that we will substitute here and we have to get 0 at the end. That means zeros. Or I can say the value of the quadratic polynomial as well. Let us start. Let f of x is equal to x square minus 2x minus 8, and I have to get fx is equal to 0. Means I have to get the complete polynomial to be 0. How can we do that? We can find using the midterm splitting, or if any identity is used, we can do that also. So in this case, 8 is not the square of any number, so we will use midterm splitting. We have to factorize 8 first, and the prime factors of 8 are only 2. So, and we have to get two numbers. When we multiply them, we should get minus 8. When we add it, we should get minus 2. How can we get? Minus 4 into 2 is minus 8. Minus 4 plus 2 is minus 2. We got it? So I can write this as 0. If fx is 0, means this polynomial should be equal to 0. Implies that x square minus 4x plus 2x minus 8 is equal to 0. From these two, I can take x common. So I will be left with x minus 4. From these two, I can take plus 2 common, and I will be left with x minus 4, and that is equal to 0. The best way to check that you have got the factors correct or not, the numbers, the terms inside the bracket should come same. If it is not coming same, go back to the previous step and check it again, that where you have done wrong. It might be possible that you have not written the factors correctly. Okay, let's move ahead. X minus 4 is common, and then I will be left with x plus 2, that is equal to 0. Again, I'm explaining you, when we multiply two numbers and the answer is 0, it means one of the numbers should be equal to 0. Means what? Either x minus 4 is equal to 0 or x plus 2 is equal to 0. So in this case, x will be 4, and in this case, x will be minus 2. We got two zeros now. So our alpha is 4 and our beta is minus 2. Now we will have to verify the relationship. Do you remember what was that? First was alpha plus beta is equal to minus b upon a. What will be our alpha plus beta? 4 plus minus 2. And what is our b and a? Let us check again. A is 1. If there is nothing as a coefficient, it means we have 1. B is minus 2 and C is minus 8. So we have to write minus B upon A. That will be minus 2 upon 1. So 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. Therefore, 2 is equal to 2. Hence, we got the sum of the polynomials correct. We have to check for alpha, beta also. Alpha and beta is equal to C upon A. Implies that 4 into minus 2. C is minus 8. Should be equal to minus 8 upon 1. Therefore, minus 8 is equal to minus 8. Hence, both the values are correct. Alpha plus beta also, alpha into beta also. So, it means we have got our zeros correct. Verify means what? LHS should be equal to RHS. We are getting that thing. It means we have done correct. Let's move to the next question. 4s square minus 4s plus 1. Again, we have to do the same thing. So in this case, we have to write let f of s. Why? Because the variable used in the question is s. So we write f of s is equal to 4s square minus 4s plus 1. Clear? I have to get f of s as 0. It means what? I need to get 4s square minus 4s plus 1 is equal to 0. So we will multiply A and C, that is 4 into 1 will be equal to 4, and we will factorize this. 2 2s are 4. Factors are only 2 and 2. So I can get it simply 4s squared minus 2s plus 1 is equal to 0. Minus 2 into minus 2 will be plus 4. Minus 2 plus minus 2 will be minus 4. So it's correct. From these two, I can take 2s common. I will be left with 2s minus 1. From these two, I can take minus 1 common. I will be left with 2s minus 1. Again, see, the terms inside the bracket is correct. It means I have taken the factors correct. So 2s minus 1 will add the numbers inside the bracket that we write first. So 2s minus 1, what we are left with? 2s minus 1. So in this case, both the factors are same. We can use any, or if you want, we will use both also. Either 2s minus 1 is equal to 0 or 2s minus 1 is equal to 0. Implies that s is equal to 1 by 2. In this case also s is equal to 1 by 2. Means in this case we have both the zeros equal. So now verify. Alpha is also 1 by 2. Beta is also 1 by 2. So first we will do alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, that is equal to 1, minus b by a will be equal to a is 4, b is minus 4, c is 1. So minus 4 upon 4, that is 4 by 4, that is 1. Hence alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. This thing is verified. Now let us check alpha into beta. Alpha into beta is 1 by 2 into 1 by 2. This is equal to 1 by 4. And C by A is also equal to 1 by 4. Hence, alpha beta is equal to C by A. And these are verified. So we check it like this only. First we check alpha plus beta, that should be equal to minus B upon A. And we have to check alpha into beta, that should be equal to C by A. And in this case, we verify the zero. Now, next question. 6x square minus 3 minus 7x. In this question, it is not arranged. Means we have to arrange it in the descending order according to the degrees. So it will be equal to 6x square minus 7x minus 3. Because the middle term is always with the value x. It cannot be the constant. Okay. So now let f of x is equal to 6x square minus 7x minus 3. For fx is equal to 0, 6x square minus 7x minus 3 should be equal to 0. We have to multiply a and c. So 6 into 3, that is equal to 18. And when we factorize 18, we will get 233. And we have to get 7. So clearly we can get 3 to the 9. 9 minus 2 is 7. So out of these two, I can take 3x common. I will be left with 2x minus 3. From this 2, I can take only 1 common. I will be left with 2x minus 3. So it will be 2x minus 3 and 3x plus 1. Again, either 2x minus 3 is equal to 0 or 3x plus 1 is equal to 0. This means x is equal to 3 by 2 and this means x is equal to minus 1 by 3. Hence our alpha is 3 by 2 and beta is minus 1 by 3. And A is 6, B is minus 7 and C is minus 3. Now we have to verify the relations. Alpha plus beta is equal to 3 by 2 plus minus 1 by 3. This is equal to 3 by 2 minus 1 by 3. This is equal to 7 by 6. Now let us check what is our minus b by a. That is Minus of minus 7 upon 6. Yay, we got the answer. So this is equal to 7 by 6. We are getting alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. This is correct. Now let us check for alpha into beta also. 3 by 2 minus 1 by 3. 3 and 3 cancelled. This will be equal to minus 1 by 2. And c by a is equal to minus 3 upon 6. This is again equal to minus b by 2. Hence, alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. Our thing is, it's very simple. We just have to find the zeros and then find the relationship. Very simple questions. Let us move to the next question. See, next question is 4u square plus 8u. In this, we have only two terms, ax square and bx. We don't have the constant term. So we cannot do midterm splitting. We can solve it simply. So in this case, we'll do f of u because the variable used in the question is u. So f of u is 4u square plus 8u. So if f of u is equal to 0, means what? 4u square plus 8u is 0. I can take 4u common. I will be left with u plus 2. So I got two factors, 4u and u plus 2. So means what? Either 4u is equal to 0 or u plus 2 is equal to 0. So in the first case, u will be 0. If 4u is 0, u will be 0. Or if u plus 2 is 0, then u is minus 2. Hence our alpha is 0 and beta is minus 2. So let us find alpha plus beta is 0 plus minus 2, that is equal to minus 2. So let us find minus b by a also. In this case, our a is 4, b is 8, and since we do not have any constant term, so c is 0. So our minus b by a will be equal to minus 8 upon 4. That is equal to minus 2. Alpha into beta is 0 into minus 2, that is 0. And c by 8 will be equal to 0 upon 4, that is 0. Hence, alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. Clear? So, when there is no, like when any single term is missing in quadratic polynomial, we take that term as 0. Clear? Let's move to the next question. T square minus 15. In this case, we have x square. We don't have bx. We don't have the second term. So in this case, we will be having a as 1. No coefficient means 1. Now b is 0 and c is minus 15. Let us solve the question. Let f of t is equal to t square minus 15. So f of t is 0 implies that t square minus 15 is 0. Implies that t square is equal to 15. So t is equal to root under plus minus 15 because square of plus 15 is also 15 and the square of minus 15 is also 15. And 15 is not a perfect square number, so we will write it like this. Fine. So our alpha we can take as plus root 15 and beta we can take as minus root 15. Let us find alpha plus beta now. Alpha plus beta is root 15 plus minus root 15 and that will be equal to 0. Minus b by a will be equal to 0 upon 1, that is 0. Alpha into beta will be root 15 into minus root 15, that will be equal to minus 15, and c by a will be equal to minus 15 upon 1, that is minus 15. Hence, alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a and alpha beta is equal to c by a. Clear? It's very easy. Any term is missing, we write that as 0. Next question. 3x square minus x minus 4. So let f of x is 3x square minus x minus 4. For f of x to be 0, we need to write 3x square minus x minus 4 as 0. We will multiply 4 and 3. 4 3s are 12. Prime factors of 12 are this. We have to get x. We can take 4 and 3. 3x square minus 4x plus 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. From these two we can take x only common. So I will be left with 3x minus 4. From this I can take only one common. 3x minus 4 is equal to 0. So 3x minus 4 and x plus 1 is equal to 0. So either 3x minus 4 is equal to 0 or x plus 1 is equal to 0. So in this case, x will be 4 by 3. In this case, x will be equal to minus 1. So alpha is 4 by 3 and beta is minus 1. And our A is 3, B is minus 1 and C is minus 4. So alpha plus beta is equal to 4 by 3 plus minus 1. This is equal to 4 by 3 minus 1. This is equal to 4 minus 3 by 3. That is 1 by 3. Fine. So now let us find minus b by a. Minus b by a will be equal to minus of minus 1 by 3. That is equal to by 3. Alpha into beta is equal to 4 by 3 into minus 1. This is equal to 4 by 3 and C by A is equal to, fine, again we got it. So hence alpha plus beta is minus B by A and alpha beta is C by A. We got all the zeros, we verified, we got our answers also correct. So in this way, we solved the questions. This was the first main of exercise 2.2 NCRT. If you have any doubt from any other textbook, you can comment that question in the comment box. We will reply you as soon as possible. Like we will reply to you like very soon. So you can comment your doubts, and if you want me to record any special topic, any special chapter, you can comment that also in the comment section. We will go through that chapter first. Okay, but till that time, keep practicing the questions. I'm repeating this in every class. Keep practicing, and in the next class we will do second main of exercise 2.2. Okay, bye.